Hi, hello and welcome. My name is the Alpha Female and you're listening to Turnbuckle Talk.
Whoa! G'day, mateys. Bushwhacker Luke here, 2015 Hall of Famer, and you're listening to Turnbuckle Talk. Yeah! Whoa!
This is pro wrestling's only modern-day Viking Gunner, and you're on Turnbuckle Talk.
Hey, this is Nick Magnus Solis, and you're listening to Turnbuckle Talk.
Hi, this is Leva Blue Pants Bates, and you are listening to Turnbuckle Talk.
Hey, this is Jeff Jarrett, the king of the mountain and founder of Global Force Wrestling, and you're listening to Turnbuckle Talk. Hey, fellas, you guys have a great day, and this is only because I'm talking to Canadians. It is actually spitting snow in Tennessee.
See? Oh my God!
That's a great. We've had 70-degree weather here. We really had a warm December, and I get on the phone with damn Canadians and we're spitting snow. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Turnbuckle Talk, episode 347. Departures, injuries, and a return. I'm your host, Chris Best. I'm waiting alongside for a run-in from OMD. He's having some troubles tonight. Carl is also away on a working tonight as well. So I'm right now running the show solo. So we're going to get right into the first story of the night. Just give me 2 seconds here while I look for this to make sure I've got it here. The first story of the day is going to talk about one Brogan Finlay, who is expected to sign a developmental deal with the WWE. As noted, indie sensation Brogan Finlay, this is reported from several wrestling sources, actually. As noted, indie sensation Brogan Finlay, who is the son of the legendary David Finlay, took part in WWE's Performance Center tryouts back in September. He had a very good tryout, and they're looking at signing him completely to a developmental deal. I really do hope that this does mean something for him, that he does carry the pedigree of his father. Yeah, I mean, Brogan Finlay, he's got a bit of talent with him. PW Insider is the one that broke the news, actually. He was spotted at the Performance Center training and is expected to sign a developmental deal with the company moving forward. Brogan turned 21 back in August, began his wrestling training back in 2020 as a student of the WWA 4 Pro Wrestling School in Atlanta, which is ran by A.R. Fox. A.R. Fox was his trainer. He made his pro wrestling in-ring debut in early 2021 and then lost to WWA 4 rival Bobby Flacco in his debut at Action Wrestling's third anniversary show on April 16th of that year. That same year, Brogan also worked 2 dates for New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong and one for Beyond Wrestling. Brogan continued working for New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong, GCW, IWTV, and others in 2022. And this year, he has worked several days for GCW, JCW, and Black Label Pro, among others. Brogan's older brother, obviously, is David Finlay, who works in New Japan as well, and is a member and the current leader of the Bullet Club. So yeah, I'm hoping that he does find his way into the developmental territory. I do hope to see him on NXT, hoping that he succeeds in this training. So I think this is going to be a fantastic venture for Brogan. He's got already seems like he's got a lot of seasoning under him. So yeah, like totally looking forward to seeing him come in on the program. Looking forward to watching him on NXT. Hopefully it's going to be all fun for him. All right, so yeah, I mean, I think Brogan's got a lot of that deep pedigree. He's got David, who's also got that experience. He's got Fit, who's got just a plethora of experience with him. Yep. So we're gonna move right in. We're gonna move into the next story of the day. That's right. Gonna move right on. Just today, this was shown, but both Rey Mysterio and John Cena recovering from surgery. We're gonna get started. We're gonna talk about the Rey Mysterio one first because this kind of makes sense given what happened on SmackDown when Santos Escobar came and took out Rey, thus turning on Rey Mysterio. Ray revealed on his social media that he had successful knee surgery and will have to get revenge. He says he's going to get revenge on Escobar at a later date. He's had several injuries over the years. I mean, he's getting up there in the age. He's expected to be out. He's been working through a torn meniscus for about 3 months. The injury has slowly worsened, which it would when you're working in the ring regardless. He's expected to miss about 6 to 8 weeks, so he will not be at Survivor Series. As I had thought, I said yesterday on the Raw Watch Along that I wouldn't have minded seeing him taking on Santos Escobar, but that clearly will not be the case. Now I kind of want to see Carlito go in there and take that victory or take that match. And I think that would be a decent match for Santos. I think that'd be a nice little rub for him. But yeah, he's expected. Oh, look at this. We might have an OMD run in here.
Yes, we do. And I do apologize for being late. I had nothing but issues tonight.
Yeah. No, gotta love those friggin' issues. Anyways, I was just talking about Rey Mysterio, who announced today that he is out with he had knee surgery this afternoon.
Okay.
He's expected to miss 6 to 8 months or 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, so it must have been arthroscopic. I did see something about that today. And of course,
so that defeats what I thought was going to happen at Survivor Series.
Okay.
Because I thought we were going to get, because Santos Escobar turned on Rey on Friday.
Right.
And I thought we were going to get Santos.
And today he said,
I thought we were going to get Santos. Yeah, Santos tweeted, "Don't come back to him." But that puts the match that I thought not even going to happen, maybe not till the Rumble now, where I thought we were going to get Santos and Rey at Survivor Series, but I think now we will probably get Carlito and Santos.
You know what? I'm going to say no, because I think because Carlito was the one that truly stirred the pot on that and told Rey to blame Santos.
Right.
And we noticed on SmackDown, Rey was trying to do everything but. So I do think you're right. We're going to get Carlito versus Santos, but I think you're going to see a possible role reversal and see Santos revert back to the face while Carlito gets kicked out.
That could very well happen. And this would actually be a nice rub for Santos Escobar, taking on a guy who has the legendary stature that Carlito has.
Yes.
But I'm going to backtrack here as we, because I want your opinion on the first story I already started to report on.
Okay, and I did hear some of it because I do have the link up on YouTube.
So I backtrack. We're going to backtrack to Brogan Finlay, who's expected to sign a developmental deal with the WWE. He had a successful trial back in September. Right. He's already been at the Performance Center. What do you make of this deal?
I'm excited for him. To my understanding, it was already done.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, so that's, another second generation superstar. And I hope he can do something with it and doesn't have to take the pressure of his dad's last name. Like a guy like Charlie Dempsey is succeeding because he's not under the pressure of his dad's last name.
Or even his brother as well, David, who's having a hell of a run over in New Japan right now.
Yes, absolutely. And I would love to see David come over, but I don't think he would. I think he would probably go elsewhere to compete. We know he's competed in Ring of Honor. He competed in Impact. I could very well see David going Elite.
It's very possible. I mean, look at how many New Japan guys have already been going over there. I mean, Jay White. I mean, Minoru Suzuki. I mean, some of those were one-offs, but Jay White's officially signed. Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, all there, you know?
Yeah.
All dudes he's already worked with, so.
Exactly. And I mean, with Brogan signing as well, I can tell you that one of the Cavender twins is returning to college to finish out her final season of basketball.
All right. That's not a bad move, really. I mean, if that's going to if it equals something in the WNBA for her, it may pay more, you know?
It may. But no, she wants to go and finish her basketball, finish her education. Her sister, because they are twins, is staying because they were part of the NIL program.
Yes.
I can't remember which one it is that has left. I believe I want to say Haley, but I think she's the one that's staying. I'm not sure.
Well, that'd be something we'd have to dig into a little bit further, and hopefully we see some of these new NXT wrestlers come in. I'm excited to see Brogan come in. Just from reading his resume, he already carries. Yeah, he's got the pedigree that Fit and David have, but he already carries a ton of seasoning with him in the 3 years that he's worked.
Right.
So let's move on to the second half of this surgery story that's going on. Rey Mysterio, we know, is having the knee surgery, but one John Cena is having double elbow surgery now.
Yes, he's already had one elbow done as of yesterday, and he is waiting to go and get the next one. And that is because
right now sorry, OMD, go ahead.
With this run over because of the SAG-AFTRA strike ending, and he's going back to Hollywood. You know, what better time? At least this way he can go back. If he doesn't have anything on the docket right now to go and film, get the double elbow surgery, get yourself cleaned up, and get himself back into peak shape.
Yeah, and what it sounds like, it was they just went in and cleaned out a bunch of bone chips and stuff like that in his elbow, and that's still about a 4 to 6 week recovery time, regardless. So
yes,
but yeah, he's cleaned up and he's headed for therapy. So he's got to go through the therapy on the one elbow before they do his other elbow. So
yes,
he's looking at a few months that he's going to be down. He probably can still do some acting gigs.
Yes,
but he won't be able to do anything like high action, I'd have to assume.
No, and I think because he's got what was it? The movie Freelancer just came out.
Right.
And I think he's got a couple others that are already filmed, so he can take some time.
He did have a Looney Tunes movie that got shelved, but apparently there's a bunch of studios that don't want it shelved and are looking to actually buy the movie. So
oh, wow. That I did not know. I had heard about the Looney Tunes movie getting scrapped by Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, Apple TV and I can't remember the other studio, but they're showing interest and they're wanting to throw money to buy the movie to show it on their streaming platform.
Okay, nice.
So, I mean, this typically happens. I mean, John Cena, both John and Ray are now in the older wrestler category now.
Yes.
So I'm glad that they're getting the surgery done. Ray needed the surgery months ago because he was working with a torn meniscus, which I've had one of those.
Right.
Those. Not fun.
Right.
I've had one of those. Plus, I tore everything behind my knee when I had my knee injury. Yeah.
Right. See, the worst knee injury I ever had, I had a dislocated patella, and thankfully, I did not damage any of the ligaments any of the muscle. I just dislocated the kneecap itself.
Yeah. But no, I wish all the best to them. Speedy recovery to the both of them. I know we're going to see John back in the ring at some point because, I mean, come on, it's John Cena.
Yes. Now, I do believe that this keeps him out of WrestleMania next year.
I do believe so too, because if he does have any more films on the docket, they probably got pushed back. Well, actually, they would have gotten pushed back because of the strike.
Yes.
So, yeah, I don't see Mania coming in.
No, not at all.
Eric Douglas coming in and saying, "What's the purpose of constantly flip-flopping the tag titles?" Well, they really did not flip-flop the tag titles because Judgment Day retained last night.
No, I'm sure he is referring to what I have just watched on NXT.
Oh, we're gonna let Ed and Astrid cover that one.
Yes,
but I don't get it either. I'll leave it at that because I literally went into that match thinking Tony D'Angelo and his partner still had the titles. I forgot Chase U.
Right.
I forgot that Chase U won the tag belts.
Right.
And yeah, Eric, you're right. It was the NXT titles.
Yeah, but we will let Ed and Astrid cover that at around 10:10 tonight with Taking Over.
Yeah. So this next story here, this one here kind of threw me for a loop here because I did not expect this to happen at all.
Okay.
But Kevin Kelly has left New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yes.
He was the English announcer for all the New Japan pay-per-views.
Yes, he had announced
and a fantastic announcer at that.
He had announced that a while ago that he was leaving to do Collision. Personally, I mean, I don't pay enough attention to New Japan. I get the hour every Thursday night after Impact that I occasionally watch. But I've never found him to be a great announcer or a great commentator. He was better with New Japan than he is on Collision. He's better with New Japan than he was in WWE.
He was also great in ROH.
I'll take Rick Abani over Kevin Kelly 8 days a week.
But he said he's left New Japan because he wants to pursue outside interests. So maybe there's something else on the docket for him. I mean, I could see him doing something for ESPN or something like that because he does carry a wealth of not just wrestling knowledge, but he does have a wealth of sports knowledge with him as well.
He does. I also believe that, he's probably going to take over a full-time commentary position in AEW with JR's contract having come up.
Okay, so here's the actual truth on that one. A lot of people have been saying that JR has left AEW. He has not. He's actually just taking time off right now.
Yes, no, he has taken time off, but it has also come out that his contract has expired. Now, I know there are people that are demeaning him and trying to degrade him. Has he lost a step on commentary? Absolutely. You're not going to commentate at the level you did 20 years ago. But when they are bringing alcohol into it. But no, his contract has come up. He has not left. His contract has expired. He has not chosen to renew yet. So who knows where that takes us.
And that's probably why he's taking the time off so that he can negotiate some kind of deal or whatever he needs to do with AEW.
Yes.
But I wouldn't mind seeing Kevin Kelly take that spot. I think he'd be good as a leader. I think him and Excalibur would be great together. But Tony Schiavone also kills it on announcing as well. So
yes, and I'd leave it to Schiavone, Excalibur, and Taz on Dynamite. I think you need to get Kevin Kelly onto Rampage to basically handle that for right now. I know you've got him doing Collision. I don't want to see him go to a backstage interviewer role like he began with, because he's far too experienced now to do that.
Yeah. And let's face it, the only time those backstage segments with Kevin Kelly were awesome was anytime The Rock cut an interview with him.
Yeah. So, you know, you can keep him on commentary. I mean, he's doing well with Nigel McGuinness, but I think he needs somebody more, because I find that Nigel tends to carry the commentary on those shows.
Yeah, and see, I don't really watch as much AEW as I really should, because usually by the time Wednesday rolls around, I'm like, okay, I need a little bit of a breather from wrestling, you know?
Absolutely. And that's actually, I'll be honest, that's why I took last night. I had messaged our regular host and said, I may be late, I may not even do it, because I've already got to drive 4 hours, 5 hours on the highway to bring Shane halfway home. So I took that mental break and watched Raw quietly, which was really weird.
I bet you were wondering what me and Parrish were thinking or doing. We're wondering because me and Parrish did the show together.
Yes, I did. I did debate on turning on the comp, but I was just like, nope, I'm going to enjoy the quiet.
Yeah, but no. Kevin Kelly departing New Japan. He's been there since I wanted to say Wrestle Kingdom 9, but that's not right, because that was JR and Matt Striker. He was there not long afterwards, though.
No, I believe it was Wrestle Kingdom 11 or 12.
Yeah, but he's been there a while. He's been fantastic on the commentary there for New Japan. The way I always looked at him when he did the commentary for those shows was he would talk to you as if you didn't know the wrestlers. Most of the time, I didn't know who they were, but through watching him do the commentary, I learned who those guys were. Right.
And I get that, and I appreciate that, because even to this day, there's a lot of New Japan wrestlers that I don't know. I know names. Like, if somebody said, you know, watch this Tomohiro Ishii match, sure, I can pick out a Tomohiro Ishii. Watch this Minoru Suzuki. Sure, I can pick out those guys. I can pick out the big names from Japan that I recognize.
Yeah, so if somebody told you to watch this Kazuchika Okada match, you'd know who Okada is.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
But no, that's the one thing I appreciate it, because it was both Kevin Kelly and Matt Striker that were doing the commentary there for a while.
Yes.
And then I can't remember, somebody else had taken over after Striker went back to MLW.
Yes.
But I've thoroughly enjoyed what Kevin Kelly did over there, and I hope that what he finds where he goes next, I hope he finds further success there as well.
Absolutely. All the best to him, and whatever he chooses to do.
And I remember, like, when I heard Kevin Kelly was back doing commentary for Ring of Honor, I thought he just kind of vanished off the face of the earth before I discovered he was back there.
Yeah.
But hang on one second. My phone is being weird. I'm trying to pull up the next story here.
Okay.
So
well, I'm gonna actually break a little bit of something here, and I don't know if you and Carl touched on this, but as of yesterday, AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery do not have a new deal yet for television rights for the end of next year. And it appears as though, even though Fox chose to give up SmackDown because they're not getting the revenue, they're going to pick up Raw and put it on FX.
I mean, that doesn't hurt me because I have FX as well. So
right. But yes,
I have FX Canada, which is different. So
yes. So yes, apparently FX is going to get Monday Night Raw. Whether it stays on Mondays or not remains to be seen.
I hope it does. I really hope it does.
I do too. We all do. You don't want to mess with that tradition. And like I said, Warner
30
Brothers
years it's been ingrained.
Yes, Warner Brothers Discovery and AEW do not have a deal. Nothing is even on the table right now. And that included the 12 pay-per-views. So there is absolutely nothing. And Warner Brothers Discovery is also potentially in on Raw, but it looks like FX is going to be the winning network.
As far as we know right now, we can't really.
Yes.
We can only speculate right now on if that move is going to happen or not. You know.
Yes. But that is what I have heard within the last few days.
Yeah. But being that this is a very slow news day, there's actually not much to report on. So we're already reaching our final story of the day here.
Okay. Wow.
Can you believe that? and that is a return on the horizon. Last night, after you caught Raw last night, as you mentioned?
So
you saw when
did.
Drew McIntyre
Absolutely.
You saw when Drew McIntyre kicked Jey Uso's head off?
Yes.
But after Raw went off the air, Cody got on the mic, cut a promo. You've seen the promo? I've
seen the video clip. Yes.
Yeah. So he cut a promo saying, okay, Judgment Day, you have a friend. We have a friend.
Yes.
Immediately, rumors are flying around that Randy Orton, and I called this, Randy Orton is going to be the 5th member to join in War
Yes. Games. Even the crowd was chanting Randy. However, there has been nothing made official about it being a 5-on-5 match. Other than Cody insinuating. Other than Cody insinuating. Hang on.
Yeah.
Last night that it was we have friends too. Yes, the crowd started chanting, but there are a plethora of other names that could be in there, including the most polarizing and cancerous figure in all of wrestling and Chicago's own, which I really don't want to see, Randy Orton. What about a returning AJ Styles?
See, I'd be fine with that too, but I'm gonna squash that right now because Tom Collahue confirmed it this afternoon that it is Randy Orton. Another thing about a return on the horizon that I'm also going to squash because I just don't see it happening. You already mentioned his name, but he wouldn't be in War Games. He'd be up against Shinsuke Nakamura, that being CM Punk.
Okay.
Because of apparently a lot of people picked up on a lot of like cryptic stuff that CM Punk or that Nakamura said in yesterday's promo and some stuff that Michael Cole had said afterwards. But WWE has already said there is absolutely no interest in Punk coming to the WWE.
Right. They've said that. And yes, in this case, I do believe them, but stranger things have happened. And we've seen it. I was going to throw out another name as a potential because he is a free agent from New Japan, and that would be Tama Tonga. And the Bullet Club days with Cody.
I'd love to see Tama Tonga come to the WWE. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just a huge fan of his work over there, so I would love for him to be there. You know.
Well, and I believe his work as Camacho back in the day. I believe
completely
it was
forgot.
That was Camacho.
Yeah, but no, I would. I'd love for him to come back. But I don't know if he carries the same cachet that like a Randy Orton would have. Because if you hear, I hear voices in my head as soon as Cody announces him, the crowd's gonna fucking explode.
You know? What? Since we know that it's Randy, and I mean that has been the rampant speculation, I don't think Cody even needs to announce it. I think you just wait. You have the 4 guys: Cody, Sammy, Jay, and Seth go into the cage, and you bring Randy out last with the first guy for Judgment Day already in the ring.
Now, you could also have him show up on the go-home show for Raw next week because they have that advantage match, which we don't know if that's an 8-man tag or if that's going to be a 1-on-1 or what.
They did say it was going to be 1-on-1. It just depends which member of each team is going to compete.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Because that graphic they posted had all 8 guys who are currently signed to take part in that match.
Yes.
So I'm hoping Randy Orton comes back. I think some people may be right that War Games may not be the proper match for him to come back in, because that is a pretty dangerous match to start off in.
Absolutely.
But Randy knows how to work it safe at the same time.
He does. He absolutely does.
And this would also harken back to Cody and Legacy.
Yes.
With Randy Orton as well.
Absolutely it would.
You know that they're going to talk about his history on that show.
Oh, definitely.
But this, what are your thoughts on going into War Games now with everything that's going on?
I'm still excited. I don't have to worry about, what am I going to watch next Saturday night? Is it going to be the Leafs? Is it going to be Survivor Series? Because the Leafs play at 8 o'clock Sunday morning. Our time.
What is with these weird times for sports games these days?
The Leafs are going over. They're playing in Sweden this weekend.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense then.
So I don't have to worry about that. I do have to worry about it disrupting my Lord of the Rings marathon that I'm doing this weekend.
Jealous. I am jealous.
And
I might do that myself, actually.
All 6 movies. The Hobbit trilogy, the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Oh, usually when I do that, I just do the Lord of the Rings movies. I still have yet to pull the trigger on the Hobbit movies. But no, so you're totally excited for War Games, I take it as well.
I am. I think it's the 2 War Games matches have my attention more than anything else on the undercard, but Miz versus Gunther is going to be gold.
It is, but I still have Gunther taking the win on that one.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They're not going to have the Miz win it. The Miz was going to have a phenomenal showing. It's going to be a 15, 20-minute match.
Right.
So you've got that, and then you've got Rhea defending the title against Zoe.
And I loved that promo.
Matches. But
for
that's
now.
It.
For now. Because remember,
you've got Io Sky is in the women's War Games match.
Yeah, but the women's tag belts. Tegan Knox with that victory over Piper Niven last night.
True, but I could also see them moving that to the go-home show of Raw.
Or we got Becky and Xia Li. Becky and Xia Li is actually happening next week, though.
Yes, it is. But I could see that. Again, I could see, okay, do you go to a 5-on-5? Because Becky is heavily speculated to be the 4th person on Charlotte and Shotzi's team.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have Xia Li then go and join Asuka, Io, and Kyrie along with Bayley?
That's a scenario that Parrish brought up last night too.
And then have Becky and a debuting Jade Cargill.
I mean, if you want to pull out all the stops and if she's ready, then maybe put Jade in there. You could probably mask some of Jade's weaknesses in a match like that as well.
Yes. Well, I know, and I even read an article pertaining to Jade saying, have they given up on her already? And it's no. No, they have not.
She's still on weekly TV. She was on NXT last week.
Right. I think I missed NXT last week, so.
She was there for a brief moment. I can't remember.
Oh, was that when she was at the end of the show tapping her wrist saying time?
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, been a slow week of wrestling news. So how have you been, OMD, basically?
I have been well. It's been a steady weekend. I was very busy with my son.
Of course.
Because he was home for the weekend, so that was fantastic to have him here. Sorry, I am scrolling social media to see if I can find any more backstage news.
Yeah, that's what I've been digging around as well. Just trying to find what we can. But you know what? There's these days we're allowed to have some of these slow wrestling days. You know what I mean?
We absolutely are, and in a lot of cases,
this was a story I did have on the docket, but didn't quite want to touch on. But Dolph Ziggler is already getting set to make another his first pro wrestling appearance since his release.
Yes, with the World Wrestling Council in Puerto Rico.
Not a bad promotion to start off with. That is Savio Vega's promotion.
Yes, it is. That is Savio Vega's promotion, and it was originally created by one Carlos Colon.
Yeah, so there's a lot of controversy with this promotion because it was that promotion that Bruiser Brody was working for the night he was murdered.
Yes.
And I know this because I actually just watched that Dark Side of the Ring the other day because I just wanted to watch some controversial wrestling stories.
Okay. So I want to touch on this one here, and because I think this is like one of the most ridiculous ideas, and I know we've seen it before, but AEW seems to be going overboard with these video game sponsored matches, because you had the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Texas Death match a couple of months ago,
Right.
which was just horrible. Tomorrow we're getting what is it now? The Like a Dragon, the Man Who Erased His Name street fight.
All right.
And that's the Don Callis family versus Jericho, Paul White, Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi. Like, why?
See, oh my God. See, I used to get sick and tired of the WWE doing promotional matches like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch matches, but I've actually become accustomed to them because the WWE does not do them as much as AEW seems to do them. AEW seems to shove these promotional items down our throats, and it's kind of like I want to hit the skip ad button when I watch these matches, you know?
Yes. It's awful. I know that now WWE has opened up to the idea of advertising in the ring, which is something that they did years ago as we were growing up watching it. You to get one big logo in the center of the ring or the four small ones in the corner. But now we're talking ringside advertising and in-ring advertising that's going to look like a UFC ring or something else like that. And again, I don't like that idea.
That's like watching hockey with the Spengler Cup when every player has advertisements all over their jersey and on the ice. My grandpa likes watching that tournament, but I try to watch it with him, but I just can't. The advertisements annoy me.
I don't mind the Spengler Cup. It is good hockey. I just don't pay attention. I tune out the jersey ads and.
Yeah, it takes me about one period before I start tuning it out, but that first period's just for me. It's like it's a little bit much, you know.
Yes. Oh, I completely agree.
But no, you know what? A little bit of advertising on the ring wouldn't be such a bad thing.
Not at all. Not at all. I don't
But
mind a tiny bit. But don't oversaturate it, because then you're just looking at the marketing. I mean, you remember when we used to get up on Saturday mornings and watch Superstars or Main Event or Wrestling Challenge, and you'd get the Ica Pro symbol in the ring, or they'd use it as their main sponsor for the show, and they would change it every so often.
Yeah, that was fine. Just getting Lord Alfred Hayes coming on and saying promotional consideration paid for,
Yes,
because that was just a once a week little 3-minute block of what the advertisers were for that week. That was fine.
yes.
That's how I actually got excited about Mega Man 10, was through Lord Alfred Hayes doing the announcement for that game.
Nice.
But no, yeah, it's just like I said, I didn't mind seeing the Cinnamon Toast Crunch match. I actually went back and watched the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match not long ago. I like that match now because I watched it the way Parrish had explained it to me, because he was there live,
Right. Again, and I'm sure watching it on TV was a lot different than live, but essentially that was just a bunch of neon and paint, and it wasn't even much of an actual match.
No, but I that's how I learned how to watch it, was just to, shut my brain off and enjoy it, because it's Bray Wyatt,
Right.
But no, I'm with you. I mean, even at WrestleMania, when they were doing the again the Cinnamon Toast Crunch match, and the guy in the Cinnamon Toast costume came out and danced around the ring. Not to mention Logan Paul with his Prime advertisement during the match, when KSI came out dressed up in the Prime costume.
Right.
That was a little bit much for me as well.
Okay, I'm getting a video clip here now from Deadlock Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
And a former WWE tag team just made a surprise debut.
Who would that be?
That would be the Grizzled Young Veterans.
Hey, I'm glad that they're getting work elsewhere in the company. Am I still upset that they left the WWE? Yeah, I am, because I saw a lot of FTR in them. I'm not gonna lie.
Right? No, I get it. I absolutely get it.
I really wanted them to succeed. I really wanted them to come to the main roster and beef up the tag division, as it were. But Parrish and I realized last night, when we were talking about tag divisions, the tag division is pretty stacked on the main roster already. So
it absolutely is. But again, they are not doing enough with some of those tag teams. Or giving them the chance to shine.
Well, that's where we came to the conclusion that if Judgment Day were to lose the tag team titles, we came to the conclusion that the best team to lose it to would be American Alpha Academy. I keep wanting to call them American Alpha. I don't know why.
You know what? I'm going to say this. If Judgment Day are to lose the tag team titles, the best team to lose them to are the Creeds. Get the Creeds up there, get them a little more seasoned.
And I wouldn't be opposed to that either.
No, not at all. Because, I mean, we saw the segment with the Creeds and the New Day and Alpha Academy and Tozawa dancing.
And that's the other thing I wanted to bring up too, was nobody else touched on this, but Parrish and I saw it. The potential formation of a tag team between Maxine and Ivy Nile happened in that segment.
Yes. Yes, it did, when they said we got off on the wrong foot.
Yeah, and then Ivy was like, think of who we could take on. We could take on Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, and that was
Right.
the first team they mentioned.
Yep.
And Maxine was like, you know what? You're right.
I'm interested to see what they actually do on SmackDown, if Nick will actually give Alba Fire and Isla Dawn some TV time and not just vignettes.
Yeah, I'm ready to see them back in the ring myself as well.
Absolutely.
I'm wanting to see a little more emphasis on the women's tag team, because we do have a good emphasis on the men's tag team right now.
Absolutely. And I mean, we haven't seen.
But on that note, Wendy, I think we should.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know
Sorry,
the
go
last
ahead.
time we saw Chelsea and Piper on SmackDown. I think it was maybe a month ago.
You might be right on that one. I'm trying to remember too.
So, but as you were saying here,
yeah, they're also supposed to be on NXT too, and they haven't been on NXT in months. So, but yeah, we're about 45 minutes in. I think we've got everything talked about that we need to talk about. So why don't we go ahead and throw out our socials, starting with you, OMD.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can catch me on the Book of Faces under my real name of Daniel Horisic, on Snapchat at One Man Dynamic, capitals OMD, and on Twitch at OMD17. As well, live right here on OLE, normally every Monday night for the Raw Watch Along with this fine gentleman beside me, as well as our usual host, Mr. Carl Carafel, and Chris Parrish. Occasionally you can catch me right here on Turnbuckle Talk, and every Thursday night on the Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke.
Yeah, and can you tell us what game you're going to be playing this week on the Boar's Nest, or is that under wraps right now?
No, that's an easy one. We are actually going to be starting the Gears of War series. Even though it's old,
every single game, like from Gears of War 1.
Yes.
Oh, gee.
Yes. In fact, I'm actually going to reach out to Bubba and see if he wants to do some gaming tonight.
After
the show, but you know what? It was funny. I had all those issues with my setup, and today when I came in, like, yes, you sent me the link, but it had my name,
folks. So now you. Sorry, what you were saying, I lagged out a bit.
Okay. But it's funny because, yes, you sent me the link for the show tonight, but I didn't have to enter my name or my headline tonight, which was weird because usually if I'm doing it through a link, I have to.
Interesting.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. You guys can catch me youtube.com at ChrisMH83, twitch.tv at CBRS_entertainment, threads.net at CBestFilms83, Facebook.com Chris.best83, TikTok.com CBRS.entertainment. You can catch me here 8 p.m. Monday nights. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Monday nights for the Raw Watch Along alongside our Missing in Action host Carl Carafel. OMD sitting here right beside me, and Chris Parrish with his usual run-in, but not for the next 5 weeks now, because he did a show last week.
All right.
With me.
Mr. Best seems to have some lag issues right now.
But you can also find me 8 p.m. on Twitch. 8 p.m. Eastern Monday nights for the Raw Watch Along alongside our Missing in Action host Carl Carafel. You can catch me here 8 p.m. Monday nights for the Raw Watch Along alongside our Missing in Action host Carl Carafel. You can catch me here 8 p.m. on Did you catch everything I said there, OMD? Because I was lagging again.
You lagged in and out so bad it was almost robotic.
Okay, so we're going to do that again. You can catch me youtube.com at ChrisDamage83, twitch.tv CBRS Entertainment, threads.net at CBestFilms83, facebook.com Chris.best83, TikTok at CBRS.entertainment. You can catch me 8 p.m. Eastern alongside OMD and our Missing in Action host Carl Carapel and Chris Parrish for the Raw Watch Along. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Monday nights, 8:05 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday nights. You can catch me here doing Turnbuckle Talk alongside, once again, Carl Carapel and sometimes OMD. And on that note, guys, we are going to call it a night because the leg is getting real.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have a great night. And in the immortal words of our host,
As soon as I can.
The world is a scary place. Take care of each other.